What's up, folks? Day 2 BFL practice. Fueling up, man. This is what every boater has to go through almost every day. These things are expensive to run, man.
They don't run on hopes and tears, they run on gas.
That's right, that's right. And gas is going up, man. It's like it was down really low for a while, but it's starting to make its way back up. So we're gonna drop in at Mill Creek area today. Yep, Mill Creek area, put around. We got changing conditions. You can see the clouds are starting to move in. Calling for rain about, I don't know, about 11, noon, something like that. And then this front's coming through. So right now it's 46, feels good, you know. It's gonna get up to right at 50, and then the bottom's just gonna fall out. It's one of those deals where the front pushes through in the afternoon. By the time we get off the water, we're gonna be freezing balls. But that's the way it is. Tomorrow morning, like 23, 24,
yeah.
High of
below freezing.
Yeah, below freezing. Could be a 200 boat tournament on a nice, wet, frozen ramp, so it could get sketchy. Hopefully, everything will work out fine. But cold conditions tomorrow, low 20s and high of like right at 40. So it'll be changed. We've been spoiled, but on the other side of it, it's gonna jump right back up in the 50s. So we just gotta get through these next couple of days.
High of 39 now.
High of 39. Yeah, it's gonna be chilly. It's gonna be chilly. I think the groundhog was right, but he got it wrong on one day at least, or 2 days. Yeah. So. See what this guy's doing over here.
We check what's going on Sunday, and I don't get too busy. We can go, but if not,
Plan today, Landon.
just going fishing. We're gonna
Going
throw
fishing?
that jerk bait down the bank and that crankbait down the bank.
There you go, man. There you go. No scoping, huh?
No
just straight up power
I'm
fishing.
just taking it off my boat
Yeah.
today. I don't know what that live scope is.
I understand it. It's overrated anyway.
Yeah, it's overrated. It don't catch fish, you know. That thing don't work.
No, it's mythical. It's like a unicorn.
It's too damn expensive, you know. I mean, it's hard to afford.
Yeah.
Oh boy, stir it up, Buttercup. All right, man. We're the only people here.
A whole lot of people here.
Yeah.
It's
Must
nice.
mean we made the right decision.
We got the whole lake to ourselves this morning.
Hopefully,
A bunch of wusses.
luck favors the dumb this morning.
Right, right.
No excuses for everybody on the lake today.
You get a fish with D Harriman or Hammer Harriman.
Hammer Harriman.
I like that.
I do too. Got a good ring to it.
I wish I had a cool name like that.
You know, Big Daddy Edwards.
Big
cool name.
Dad. You damn right.
Where's your? You gotta get your name on the side of the boat, man.
Oh yeah, Skeeter.
Is it coming? They call me Skeeter.
They call
He's
me
got
Skeeter.
He's got a unicorn.
I do got a unicorn.
It happens.
That.
In there. Okay. Yeah, there's fish scattered all through that sandy timber. Finally get one to commit. Decent spot.
He's fat just like the rest of them.
Eating good.
Yeah. Chunky. Look,
Jeez.
the similarities. Fish, me, fish.
Maybe that's why you're good at catching them. You guys relate to each other.
Understanding.
Yeah, exactly.
There's the call.
Mr. Lean.
Oh, he sees it.
Another good spot. A decent spot.
Jump for me. Jump.
Jump.
Do it. You can throw it. There.
Nice. Quick release. Uh-oh.
Feels like. Ooh, probably kind of weird.
Drum.
Small mouth.
Small mouth. Small jaw.
See, that's something like you get in a little area though. Like you fish all the way through there. Nothing.
Yeah. They're just feeding right here. Decent fish.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, that thing's still
Just
alive.
ate that shad. That's a perfect size too.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
That's a
It's a big shad.
That's wild.
You actually saved that shad's life.
Oh, we're gonna give it back to the fish.
You gonna hand feed your smallie? There you go. This is conservation at its finest.
Yeah. Look at it.
You gotta get right down there.
Back in there.
Like it never even happened.
Yeah. You
Take your medicine, sir.
take it.
Swallow. Swallow for mommy, for
There
daddy.
you go. Now we just
Close the
that's
mouth.
kind of
It's a cool picture.
the tail sticking out.
With that black spot on his lip too. I think
Thanks
he
for
I think he
playing.
kept it.
I didn't see it ever come back.
I think he kept it. A lot of scales. Check this out. This is what a perfect picture of a full tree on down skin looks like.
There it is.
That's cool. Good stuff. These mega bass are so finicky. Like this one was floating up really slow. It was floating up pretty fast. I put one suspend dot on it, and now it's sinking really fast. And then when I get out there on a long cast, it's gonna sink even faster. Yeah, they almost always go away. Well, it's got to do with your line. Fluorocarbon's heavy, and it actually pulls the bait down. And Sukup was saying he fishes with 12 and 14 pound tests on his jerk baits, and that pulls the weight of that fluorocarbon pulls the bait down even further. It's contrary to cranking.
Right.
You know, cranking, you want smaller diameter line, get your bait a little deeper. It's the other way with the jerk bait, kind of in some aspects, because of the weight of the fluorocarbon. Well, and the other thing is, but when you put that heavier line on there, you lose action in your jerk bait. But he said sometimes that's what you want. You want to deaden that action down in cold water. That's the little details. You know, you give 10 people a Mega Bass Vision 110 plus one, and 2 of them are gonna catch fish on it, and the other 8 are gonna struggle. Same day, exact same equipment, but you can modify it however you want. You can do whatever you want to it.
Oh no, that's just one of the ones we were looking for.
Largemouth, sitting up there a little shallower.
He's cruising.
A decent low end fish for your bag.
He's no giant, but he'll go on. Fat, just like they all are.
Yeah, love you a long time. All right, first spot was pretty successful. Travis connected with probably 4 keepers. So, you know, if this was Derby Day, you'd have almost a small limit in the boat. So what are we doing right now? Talk about what's going on out here.
We are putting hours on the motor, idling around looking for shad. Find the shad, find the bass.
Like you said a while ago, you know, we found shad kind of in the main gut of the cove. So now we're kind of sneaking off on one of these little side pockets or side cuts to see how far the shad might be back in some of these cuts.
Yeah, you can kind of get a gauge. Not to say that all the shad will be in the same portion of the creeks or the pockets, but you can kind of, you know, if you find them in the 3/4 back in one pocket, you can kind of run to the next one and start your search there and kind of work off of that. It's just trying to be a little bit more efficient.
Yeah, so I guess eliminating water is what's going on right here. And the water is it's 49 degrees, which is shocking. Coming down here, I thought we would see probably 44.
Yeah,
that's what I was thinking in my head.
It snowed, I think, like 2 or 3 inches on Monday up here, so down here wherever you're coming from, and yeah, didn't really affect the water temperature a whole lot, which is a good thing. So
yeah, and one thing you were talking about, it's kind of a misconceived notion about cold water and fish movement. They move around pretty fast. I mean, 49 is still fairly warm. When it gets down there, you know, like 39, 38, 37, from what I've seen, they do slow down a little bit, but we're seeing fish moving around. I mean, that's one of the advantages, love it or hate it, about forward-facing sonar, is you get to see the activity of the fish, and it's kind of a myth buster, guys. I mean, it kind of is. We've had all these preconceived notions about what fish are doing based off of Bassmaster magazine or whatever literature we're reading, and as you get out here more and more, you start seeing that bass do a lot of different things that we didn't think. A lot of these traditional patterns and fish behavior that we thought was going on is not necessarily going on. A like you were saying, you see them out just roaming flats, you know, out in the middle of nowhere. And
yeah, you'd think, you know, I know growing up, my dad and I, we would go fishing and look at the water temperature and go 49 degrees, man, they're not going to be moving very fast. And then with the invention of forward-facing sonar, you take a look and you see these fish and they're swimming, it seems like 100 miles an hour, like you can't even get a bait in front of them.
so like right here,
Yeah, you can show.
that's a big ball of shad.
That's a huge, that is a huge.
And we're about halfway back, you know.
No, we're like 3/4.
3/4,
yeah,
okay.
We're pretty far back in here, so.
Yeah, it's definitely starting to neck down a little bit.
That's what you call a blanket of shad.
Yeah.
We'll probably drop the film water and just look around, see if there's any bass in the area. I'm sure there will be.
And then there's the grind of YouTube. You know, I doing a live stream on Tuesday nights and then dropping a video on Wednesdays and Fridays. So every spare moment you have, you're doing editing and putting the video together, and so it's a second job. It really is.
Right.
And then you try to balance.
Sometimes you're like, dude, I'm putting more effort into this than I am my real job. Like,
yeah. Sometimes I just want to watch Ted Lasso or something.
I love that show.
Me too.
I'm glad you're making that. That's like one of the best TV shows. You should be going, yep, right there. You're right above him.
Oh, yep. He hit it. And then
He's got it.
He does. I'm sitting there watching it.
I'm like,
I'm just sitting here looking at it. I'm like, I saw him go up and I saw him go down. Thanks. That was cool.
I looked over your line and I'm like, I couldn't even see your spot.
You're like, hey, this is the first time this guy's been in a boat. I felt the tick and I thought I hit the shad. But that's when I feel fish go up and then go back down. Cool, thanks.
Dude, look at how fat that
Yeah.
one is.
God, he got some weight to him. Dude, that's a good one. I'd love to have that one. Yeah, that's 15, close. There you go, folks. Just throwing a little minnow. Yeah, a little swim bait. That was fun. Travis had to coach me on that. That was like first time in the boat type of deal. He's like, I think he's got it. Like, I felt a bite, but I thought it was a shad. Set the hook. That little sickle hook, though, man. I think he's got it. Yeah, I think he's got it too. I was waiting for him to pull the rod out of my hand.
I guess. I think he's bigger than that one I caught yesterday.
Do you?
I think so.
He's fat.
Look how thick he is.
I'm going 238.
238. I think he's more than that. Yeah, that's what I thought.
It's a 3-pounder.
Yeah.
Damn.
306.
A little over 3-pounder, guys. He got me too. Word. I mean, when they're biting like they are, you can literally, you know, you could have went out yesterday and you got a pretty good idea of what you're gonna do. You know, like you don't really need to be out here today. You know, I mean, you could, you know, I mean, you could go on.
Yes and no.
Yes and no.
It's like today's not really to find a new bait or it's just to find the area.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, these shad they're not gonna stick back here. I think a lot of it, if you look at the wind direction right now, look where the wind's blowing.
Yeah, that's true.
Right back in here like it's supposed to be.
Yeah, it seems like to me they'll pull off of them and just kind of hang out.
Yep.
They don't let them get too far away.
Yep.
So when they get hungry, they can just swim up in there and eat and come back out.
The ambush factor that they can.
And then there's like bluegill feeders
Yeah.
that are just kind of staying around these docks. They might slide out and hit some shad if they see them, but they're feeding on bluegill and crappie a lot more. That's typically your largemouth.
Yep.
They're more apt to just kind of snug up against a piece of hard cover and hang out. But these fish that you're catching they're definitely eating nonstop the way they're built. They're not just sitting and waiting for a day or two. They're actively feeding. Well, the thing is that's exactly what it's about. Is there's so many people put negative. You see how much attention a negative post gets versus just a positive. So every once in a while, you're tempted to throw something out there, just some controversy.
Yeah. I can get a clip of me like, no, Gabe, don't do that.
You're throwing me in the water or something.
Kicked out of an angler's boat in practice.
Yeah, right. I thought we were friends.
And that's the clickbait. And it's like, get out of here, go get the truck.
Yeah, I'm dropping you off right now. But then you look at Matt Steffen, right? They're both Bridgeford meets, both buddies. Steffen's channel's growing faster than Randy's is. It's got a little bit to go, but he's doing it the right way, in my opinion.
He's like, this is.
He's putting tips out there. There's no controversy. You got to do a little bit of a clickbait thumbnail kind of to get people interested, but once people click on, there's got to be something valuable there to keep them going. That's the whole key. Yeah, nice. Little guy. Get him out of the way. They got to eat too. How long does it take you to tie the FG knot?
Not very fast.
Not very fast?
Or, sorry, not very long. Not very fast.
Okay. I've only tried it a few times, and I think I sat there one night for like 2 hours, and I had like one successful tie.
It definitely, see like that one, I'm trying to get it in front of that fish, and if anything, let him come up to it or drop it right on him.
It's moving up to it, ain't he? That was picture perfect.
Oh, except for the catch. That was a big one.
There's a lot of delay on that Lowrance too versus the Garmin.
Yeah.
Got him. Crappie?
Feels like it. That's why I was like, oh, I better start slowing down. Oh no, just a little bit. He got
Little
it.
guy.
Look at him. He spit it out. He's
Disoriented. He's like, what the heck just happened to me? Whoa. He's working him over. Tuning him up.
Man.
There we go.
Oh.
God, he turned on it. Here's another one. There's another one. Oh, he turned on it again. What the hell?
There's another 5 on that cave.
Jesus. You not like the hook color or what? Oh yeah. Let's see what this is. I think it's a walleye.
I might grab the net though.
You came off? That was a walleye. What the heck? Tied your stuff in a knot, dude. That's an educated fish. Yeah. What is that? A leech?
No, I bet it's a catfish. I don't know. That's a big one.
Yeah, these fish are so smart in this lake that they tie your stuff in a knot. The good part is you were smart enough to get him to bite. The bad part is you lost him.
Spotted bass.
God. Unbelievable how fat they are. It's more narrow,
Well, yeah, like look, his mouth is
bigger.
much bigger than that one. Like this almost is like a North Carolina spot, it looks like. Because I mean, look how big his mouth is. And he's more of that like brownish coloration, like a largemouth, than a table rock spot is awful like dark greenish.
Yeah. Well, we do have a big immigration problem in this country, so it's maybe he migrated. Just trying to stay away from that because I know I'm not gonna be able to do it tomorrow, but also want to catch another fish or two. Oh yeah, he's on it. Nice. A little shorter. Spitting up shad. Yep. Yeah, and these shad they're spitting up are bigger than the ones that they were spitting up at Bull.
So like, see how this one is.
That's a good spot, dude.
But see how this one is way darker than that one?
Yeah.
Like that one was more largemouth looking, and this is like that real dark green. And like this fish's mouth is
About the same size as the other one.
That other one, this fish is twice as big, you know.
Maybe their mouths just don't grow very big.
Oh,
It's a beauty, Clark.
football season may be over, but it's still here on the rock.
That's right. Take it.
They're all
God.
Oh, here he comes. Did you get it?
No.
Oh, he's still yet.
Got him.
Still him?
Yeah, I can't tell.
Good enough.
I'm just waiting to feel them, and that one I felt. That one I actually felt.
So that
This is
would
good.
have been the one time where your probably would have been better.
Yeah, right.
I like like all day long. Keep throwing that. Throw those heavy ones.
Yeah. Oh, he's missing an eyeball. No wonder he went after my stuff. Yeah. Well, just flat. There you go. Travis is he's guiding me today. It's amazing how the active target is a lot different than the live scope. I'm used to active target, and you got to really throw it in that cone. It's got a smaller cone. Yeah, you ought to be out here in a 16-foot aluminum boat like what I have in the wind, trying to scope. It's tough. That'd be a good defensive tactic to like carry a 5-gallon bag full of breadcrumbs or oyster crackers. So just draw all the seagulls in to where they're coming down those crackers, and all of a sudden you get like 3 or 4 boats to come over there, and there's nothing really going on. I didn't even see my bait. I was just kind of blind casting. Yeah, that's a nice one. Something bumped me. Felt like it anyway. Might have been my rain jacket. I think it was my rain jacket. These Virtus rods are so sensitive. Even a rain jacket feels like I'm a bite.
I guess they're all decent ones.
Yeah, they are. Look at those.
Chubby.
Chubby.
Chubby. I'm so bad, I can't even jump.
That's a good one.
A tub of butter. Every one of them.
Oh man, I should have let that fall. I was right on them. Didn't even know it.
I'm gonna have to put my little fishing gloves tonight.
Yeah. Go ahead, man. You're the captain of the ship. Got him. Blind casting, baby. Old school.
What?
OG. I counted it down and just slow rolled it.
Like that.
Ooh. Yeah. Is that a largemouth?
How do they kind of look like it?
It's not fighting like a largemouth though. No, mini spotopotamus. Heck yeah, dude. Tubba bubba. God, they're heavy. We on them now. We on them.
First opportunity to double, I think.
Yeah, first double a day.
Mine's a large.
Nice. Oh yeah. Hey.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, baby. All right. Here we go, folks. That's what it's all about right there.
Doubles up.
Double up.
Chunky.
That's a good one. We tie him up to the tree or something. Ooh, that was special. That was a special moment.
He came like he was swimming the other way and turned around. Oh no way!
Another crappie?
No way!
Dang.
Look at
Crappie master. He ate it too, boy. Ate it. Choked
down
it.
the throat. Yeah, let's try that again.
Ratty little sucker. Go. It is definitely cooled off out here.
See how that one's more like
Yeah.
brown?
Yeah. Maybe that's just they're small. When they're smaller, they're like that. Maybe. All right, folks, practice is over. 2 days of practice out here in Table Rock. I was able to jump in the boat with Travis. Had a great time. Saw a lot of fish. Saw a lot of fish get caught, and I managed to catch a few myself, which is always good. There's a deep bite going on. I think that's going to be the prominent bite. It's kind of a, you know, forward-facing sonar deal, but there's also kind of a shallow bite going on in mid-depth. So there's a little bit of everything. I don't know which one's going to pay off. I'm leaning towards the deeper bite, but we had that cold front that comes along during the tournament. I mean, it's everybody looks at that extended forecast, and here comes this little cold front that kind of sneaks in. So leading up to the Derby day, we've had pretty stable weather conditions. There's been a lot of 50s. It's been nice. Today, it changed. Yesterday, 60 degrees. Today, in the morning, like 47, 48, and then about 11 o'clock. This front pushes through, wind picks up, we get some rain, and things change. And that's why I'm thinking, you know, maybe that deeper bite will be stable. So we're we're hanging out here with the homies. You know, we just ate some chili and some chips and stuff, and I'm just gonna have everybody recap what they did for the day. So Landon, talk about what's going on out there, what you plan on doing, and what you found.
It's Chef Landon.
Chef Landon.
Chef, Mr. Deer Chip, yes.
Yeah, you can tell why.
Yeah,
No,
that was some good stuff, brother.
Found a little bit. Kind of excited about it. Caught some fish on a rig pretty well. Out of some brush. Found some deep fish, you know. But, I mean, high hopes.
Sounds like he's being tight-lipped to me.
I'm a little tight-lipped. I don't like to talk about things, but we had 20 Thursday and like 17 yesterday or today. And, I mean, you know, things can change quick. They might move, but...
What do you think it's going to take to win? And then what do you think it's going to take to get a check?
I think it'll take 19 to 20 to win. Some of them might catch a big sack or biting. But I think 14 and a half will get you a check. I think everybody's going to catch 14 pounds. I think it's pretty hard not to right now.
Yeah, so you think there'll be a lot of 12-pound limits too, probably.
But I'm going to be the guy that jinxes myself, you know, and I'm gonna catch like 12 tomorrow and just throw them back. I ain't going to wait. No, but it should be a good day tomorrow. Everybody should catch some fish. There'll a lot to be fit, or everybody should have a limit tomorrow. A lot of boats.
Cool.
Yeah.
Travis?
Yeah, I think there'll be no shortage of fish caught. It's going to be a long way in line, even for the co-anglers, I feel like. It's going to be a tough day, though. A lot of people are going to be complaining about the cold because it's not supposed to get above freezing till like noon tomorrow. But, I mean, some of these deep fish, you know, 40, 50, 60 feet deep, they have no idea how cold it is up on the surface. So they're just down there living their life, eating shad.
Fish get that deep?
That's what they say around here, yeah. But I mean, ton of shad in the lake. Every one of the fish that we've caught in practice has been built right. I mean, they're full-blown winter feed, you know, gorging up, ready for the spawn and everything to happen. So I think it'll take a little more than Landon said. I think someone will have like a mid 20 to 21 pound bag, and then I think like 14 to get a check. But
yeah, that's something that is going to throw a lot of people a curveball, like Travis said. There's people that have to fill it when you have that kind of weather prediction. It's going to be like 24 in the morning, and it's supposed to get to like mid 30s. It's a cold day. Like I said, we've been spoiled with that like 50-degree weather, so it's going to be pretty cold.
60 and 70.
So that stuff gets in your head, man. There's already people sitting around going, you know, this sucks, and they're already talking themselves out of catching fish. And it's hard to you got to get your mind right when you go out there in those kind of conditions, because your stuff doesn't work as well. You know, your hands start locking up, and but it's a tournament. Everybody's fishing under the same conditions, and you know, the best man's going to win.
Yeah, there'll be people that are, you know, they wake up and they check the temperature on the Weather Channel app, and they go out and they're like, man, it's 24 degrees. We got to really let that jerkbait soak there this morning. And the water temperature, I mean, it was like 50 in practice. I think saw like high 48, low 49 today. So I mean, it is cooling off the surface temperature a little bit. But those fish, like I said, down there deeper, I don't think that they have any idea that the cold weather is here. They're just down there gorging, living life, eating a bunch of shad.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I mean, that water's 4 feet down. It's not changed. It didn't drop like 3 or 4 degrees, I don't think. I mean, it's just that surface temp. Surly.
Yeah.
Break it down for me. This is So we're co-angling, right?
Yeah.
Everybody else here is boaters, so we've been chatting. We got a game plan, right?
Oh yeah. We got a game plan, and you know, a lot of people are always debating whether or not like anyone wants to co-angle something because of forward-facing sonar, but actually, I mean, hey, it just adds to the challenge. So you know, what do? You just got to be a lifelong learner. You got to move and adapt and change with things as everything changes. So you know, we got like a real heavy jig tied on. Anywhere we think it's going to be able to hit bottom tomorrow, we're going to send it, and you know, not expecting to be very shallow. So anticipating, you know, boats being in like 60 to 100 feet most of the day.
That's right where you want it at.
Right where you want it at, especially when you don't have a graph to look at. So, you know, we also got a pretty heavy Alabama rig tied on, you know, meeting the BFL MLF standards for that, of course. So we're gonna throw that out there into the abyss and see what grabs a hold of.
You gotta play by the rules, right?
Yeah. See what grabs one of those 3 hooks out there, and we're just gonna kind of see what happens, man. But no, I'm excited. Any opportunity to get in a boat with someone else who's put the time in and see kind of what they do on a lake that you've been fishing for years, and just it's always cool to see what people do different. So gonna be fun, man. Aside from the cold part. So.
What's your anticipation on weights?
Oh,
you guys are co-anglers.
Are we talking co-angler weights here?
Yeah, let's do. We'll handle the close side.
Okay.
That's a great question.
I'm gonna say about 3.5 pounds to get a check.
No way.
Hello.
I like what you're thinking.
No way. Maybe 6.
I think if you
I
break
think 5 for sure.
5 for sure. I mean, I think if you, I truly have to believe that if you catch over 4 pounds, I feel like that it's gonna be a check. I think there's gonna be a lot of guys who do struggle to catch fish tomorrow.
You think there'll be a lot of zeros?
I think there's gonna be a lot of zeros
Based on the forward fishing sonar?
and a lot of one fish guys too. Like there's gonna be a lot of one fish. I think that's gonna have a lot to do with it. Just being that far off the bank, and I think guys will struggle to catch them.
So what's it gonna take to win?
What's it gonna take to win the co-angler side? I mean, I think that somebody will have a chance at catching about a 15-pound bag. Somebody who gets into the right school. Either they'll be, they may be out shad fishing with someone who's just around that many fish. I think that it's possible for someone to get a hold of, 5 3-pounders off the back of the boat. But they're going to have to be with someone who's really on them, or someone who is, I think, fishing shallow, or more shallow throughout the day.
Or do you think it's the co-angler that's got the balls to just throw right over the boater's shoulder because he's live scoping?
Right over.
We don't condone that. We don't
encourage that around.
Don't encourage that. Yeah.
You might catch a 7-pound.
I mean,
sometimes you gotta sacrifice to get what you want in life.
Yeah. I mean, just casting a foot or two to the right or just past the boater, that'd probably be ideal.
Say, look at that rabbit over there, and all of a sudden,
just send it.
Sagely, what you got, man? You been out there? You were out there. You got a late start. We've been out there for a couple days. But you just got down today, right?
I didn't get nearly as much practice as everybody else.
Yeah.
So I ran most of the lake today. I'm not as optimistic as these two. I can catch probably a lot of fish. I think that's pretty easy to do.
Sign Sagely up for a check.
Yeah,
I think he's a check.
Yeah, I think I can catch a bunch of 2.5 pounders, and that comes out to 12, 13. So you get 13.5 pounds as a check.
Yeah. Throw 4 in a mix.
But you're going 13 and a half as a check, and then someone's gonna run across 20. It's no doubt. It just depends on how big of a 20.
Yeah.
Are they 2 big ones or 3 big ones or 1 really big one? But catching fish, not that hard. Throwing an A-rig is kind of fun.
Are you going to be trying to hit a lot of spots, or you think you're going to settle in a few areas and just really poke around?
I didn't find a good spot.
Okay.
So I'm gonna run a lot of different places.
So it's a bad day to draw.
This is gonna be like a practice day for you, kind of.
Yeah,
Tomorrow's
I'm
gonna
gonna run as many places as.
But if I face mask because they're getting wind burned.
2 casts, another place probably.
Yeah. Well, that's what you got to do,
So, I don't know.
Maybe you'll find an area that's holding a lot of fish. You can.
He's going to look for boats. That's the smart decision. See a boat in the middle, shut down.
Boats and birds. Yeah.
Yeah. So, as far as my thoughts on the thing, I kind of agree with what he was saying about the weights. I'm gonna have the check on the co-angler side a little bit higher. I'm thinking it's gonna be 7-ish, but I do think somebody's gonna bust like a 15, maybe 16-pound bag. It just seems like it always happens. There's a lot of 3.5-pound spots in this lake out there swimming around, and you catch 5 of those and you got a pretty good sack. I think that's what it's gonna take. I talked to my boater a while ago. We're gonna be doing some kind of mid-depth fishing, it seems like. So I'm most likely not gonna be out really deep doing the scoping thing, but who knows, you know, sometimes things change, and I'm sure he's got the technology on the front of the boat, so we'll just play it by ear. But I've still got stuff to fish all depths. You know, I've got a jig, shaky head, A-rig, Demiki, and a little swim bait, and I'm gonna keep it simple. I was gonna throw a crankbait in the boat with me, but you know, I already got kind of confidence based on what I've seen the last couple of days. I've got enough confidence on the baits that I have tied on, and you want to keep it simple. Co-angler, you can really overthink it. The last thing you want to do is spend all day like cutting stuff off and tying stuff on. And the biggest secret in co-angling, in my opinion, I don't know how you feel about this, but it's like throwing something you have confidence in and keeping it wet, man. Keeping it wet. Pay attention, you know, things change, but just throw your confidence baits and just keep your bait wet, and cross your fingers, I guess. The toughest thing is going to be staying warm tomorrow, but you know, we'll pull it off. I got plenty of layers. It's going to be just fine. So that's a wrap, man. Hope you guys have been enjoying these tournament videos. I got more tournaments coming up. I'm going to be fishing the entire division in the LBL, the BFLs. I got some anglers in action on Lake of the Ozarks, and I'll probably jump in a few more of the Ozark Division BFL. So look for that coming up soon. Give me a thumbs up if you appreciate the content. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel next time, and we got a tournament video coming right behind this one. So see you guys later.